The first human I saw in battle was laughing while the sky burned. Not a nervous laugh, not hysteria. It was calm, focused, almost joyful. That was when I understood we had made a catastrophic mistake inviting mankind into the war. The Coalition fleet hung in low orbit over Viral Prime, a world already half dead. Clouds of ionized dust rolled across shattered cities. Orbital fire had turned oceans to steam and continents to scars. This was supposed to be a defensive action, a controlled engagement. Humans were only here as auxiliary ground forces. That was the plan. But plans mean very little when humans arrive. I am Commander Threx of the Colin Combine. My species values precision, restraint, and survival above all else. War to us is mathematics, acceptable losses, optimal outcomes, clean retreats. We do not hate our enemies. We remove them. Humanity does not fight that way. Our enemy, the Draxian brood, had overwhelmed 3 sectors in 6 cycles. They consumed worlds. Entire populations dissolved into biomass. When the Coalition failed again and again, someone suggested contacting the humans. Many of us voted against it. Their history was troubling. Still, desperation has a way of silencing caution. Humanity answered the call within hours. Not with demands. Not with negotiations. Only a message. Coordinates received. We're on our way. I remember thinking that was strange. The first drop pods screamed through the atmosphere like meteors. Human Marines poured out into the ash storms of Viral Prime, armor-scarred, weapons humming with barely restrained power. They moved with terrifying confidence, spreading out, claiming ground that our forces had avoided for weeks. That should have been my first warning. I fought beside them in the ruins of a city once called Estra. Draxian swarms poured from underground tunnels, shrieking, claws flashing. My soldiers held formation. We fired in disciplined bursts. The humans charged. One of them, Sergeant Elias Ward, ran past my position, shouting something unintelligible over the comms. Explosions bloomed ahead of him. Debris rained down. He never slowed. What is he doing? I demanded. A human lieutenant answered calmly, creating opportunity. That made no sense. Then the Draxian line collapsed. Ward emerged from smoke and fire, armor cracked, visor shattered, blood streaking his face. He was still laughing, still moving. He slammed a blade into the brood leader and tore it free with brutal efficiency. What I saw next changed everything. The Draxians began to retreat. They had never retreated before. That was only the beginning. As the hours passed, human tactics grew more aggressive. They advanced into kill zones without hesitation. They used themselves as bait. They detonated charges while still inside blast radii. When I confronted Ward during a brief lull, I demanded an explanation. You are sustaining unacceptable losses. I told him, your behavior is illogical. He looked at me through one remaining lens, breathing hard. Yeah, he said, but it works. But you will die. He shrugged. Maybe, but they'll die first. There was no malice in his voice, no hatred, just certainty. None of us were prepared for that. Midway through the campaign, we uncovered the truth the Coalition had hidden from us. The Draxians were not merely invading. They were running. Buried beneath Viral Prime was an ancient construct, a precursor engine capable of rewriting biological matter at a planetary scale. The Draxians had come to destroy it before someone else used it, before humanity used it. The Coalition had planned to secure the engine after the battle, to study it, to replicate it, to ensure lasting peace. When the humans learned this, everything changed. Around 40% into the campaign, Command issued a new directive: capture the engine intact. Human forces went silent. Then Ward opened a private channel to me. Commander, he said quietly, did you know about this? I did not answer. He nodded as if that told him everything. Figures. What will you do? I asked. There was a pause, long enough to feel like a countdown. We're going to finish the war, he said. For real. That was when terror truly set in. The humans turned their guns, not on us, but on the objective itself. They pushed deeper than any force before them. fighting like beings who had already accepted their own deaths. Draxians swarmed in desperation, realizing too late what humanity intended, to destroy the engine. Coalition command screamed orders, threatened sanctions, threatened annihilation. The humans ignored them all. I followed Ward into the engine chamber, a vast cathedral of alien machinery pulsing with impossible energy. The device was alive, responding to proximity, awakening. Ward planted charges across its core. You'll doom countless futures, I warned him. This technology always comes with a price, he finished. We've learned that the hard way. What gives you the right? He finally looked at me then, truly looked at me, exhausted, afraid, human, because if this thing exists, he said, someone will use it, and they won't ask permission. The Draxian queen broke through the chamber walls, mortally wounded, dragging herself toward the engine. She did not attack us. She reached out, claw trembling, and spoke through a translator embedded in her flesh. End it, she begged, before they become what we fled. That was the moment everything inverted. The Draxians were not monsters. They were refugees, and humanity was the thing they feared. Ward armed the detonator. I had a choice. Stop him. Save the engine. Secure a future of unimaginable power for the Coalition, or let the humans do what they had come to do. I stepped aside. Ward smiled, not triumphantly, but with relief. Thanks, he said. We ran. The explosion cracked the planet's mantle. The engine collapsed into itself, a star dying underground. The shockwave threw us across the battlefield as the skies split open. Vero Prime died. So did the war. In the aftermath, the Coalition condemned humanity. Officially, quietly, they called the humans unstable, too dangerous to trust. But the Draxians surrendered what remained of their fleets to the humans. When I asked the Draxian queen why, her answer haunted me. Because they chose destruction over dominion, she said. That is restraint we recognize. I still see Ward sometimes in debriefs, in quiet moments between stars. He lost an arm. An eye. He jokes about it. Humanity returned home soon after, refusing seats of power, refusing tribute. They left us with a warning instead. Next time, Ward told me, don't wait until you're desperate to call us. Now, when new civilizations ask me about humans, I tell them the truth. Do not fear their weapons. Do not fear their numbers. Fear the moment they decide something must end. Because when you fight alongside mankind, you don't realize the terror right away. You realize it when they win and choose to walk away from the power they could have taken.